Hey guys, and welcome back to a random introvert online. Yay, new video! In the last video we talked about what makes a good wifey material, and today we are talking about what makes a good husband material. And I think I will categorize it into three sections. First is personality, second is traits, and three is material possessions. First off, physically, women usually always generally across the board opt for a man that is taller. I mean, yeah, that's everyone. But the thing is that luckily women in Morocco's average height is about 5'3", which is 160 centimeters. I'm personally 164 centimeters, so yeah, that's pretty average for me. And sometimes I'm even considered tall because I see a lot of short people, which makes no sense. As for features, people or men with Eurocentric beauty standards are considered pretty gorgeous. So having features such as brown hair, blonde hair, blue eyes, eyes of a different color, because variety is really interesting. Having mixed cases is quite cute. And so something like brown hair, blonde hair, quite nice. Having straight hair, curly hair is nice, but no one really seems to appreciate Afro anymore. As for Asian features, people are very picky when it comes to them, but also with the rise of K-pop, people are starting to become more into that, especially the younger generation. So give it like 20 years or something before it becomes mainstream. Also, some women like the Middle Eastern look, which is what most Moroccan men have, which is something like a very dark beard, very dark hair that's mostly straight. Men go as far as relaxing their hair to have the hair straight here. And yeah, just looking like a rich businessman is a very sexy look. As for Asian features, it's very difficult to consider them as good looking. Like I said, they're very popular with the newer generation. But they also have a lot of quite good things, such as fair skin and straight hair and intelligence, which is appreciated. People here always try to opt to better their lineage. I don't know, I forgot the term for that, but people like it when their kids are smarter and better looking than them. I know I do. Now, some women here, or men too, families, are not really much when it comes to mixing with other races. So even within Morocco, they tend to stay among Amazigh. They marry to Amazigh people, and they wouldn't marry an Arab. And the Amazigh woman would also have to meet quite a lot of standards. You find that among people that are traditional and that are a little rich, because they can be picky about who their children become. And with this type of people, it's usually difficult if you're a black man, or even if you have a Mexican color, or Asian, especially Asian. People are sometimes racist, I might say. So when it comes to that type of families, it's better to just leave them alone. Like, don't even bother. I don't. As for the physique, men that are chubby, muscular are appreciated. No one likes skinny men, because that makes you look weak, and malnourished. So you have to be to have a full figure. Not that, like, no one really at my age appreciates a dad bod, but a guy who's muscular, wide, and full is quite nice. As for material possessions, a wise man once said,
"Our tests in life are different. A woman's test in life is material. A man's test in life is a woman."
And that's true. So women seek comfort, whatever is comfortable for us. You know how birds mate? And whereas the bird prepares the nest, a dance, and a song. So a bird comes with all these things and just asks a woman, please be mine. That's the type of thing women here appreciate. So a man who is a top earner is always more appreciated than a man who makes $7 a day. A man with a car is better than a man with a motorcycle. And a man who has a house is better than a man who rents. So all these things that are quite comfortable. And the thing is with owning rather than renting is also about safety and reassurance that none of it is going away anytime soon. So things such as intelligence and calculability, you know, a man who is calculating and knows how to manage his finances is also very appreciated. But don't get me wrong, once you lost everything, that does not mean that the woman will automatically drop you. We don't do that here. Well, or at least a big portion of us doesn't do that. I know a lot of women who have men who lost their limbs during work, bad injuries with no compensation whatsoever. So the man couldn't work, she went to work. I know a lot of situations like that, and I know a lot of women like that. So regardless if the husband can work or no, or even be a man, they still stayed with them together. Sometimes they do it for the sake of the family, and sometimes just to not give up on the relationship. They still want to be with that man, and sometimes the man would say, it's okay if you want to leave, I get it. And they would say, no, I want to stay with you, and so I'll do whatever it takes to sustain us. And also that the women here really fear the stigma of divorce, because it's really bad. Like, who would marry you after they know you did that to your husband? So women stay, and it's not always because of that. Again, there's also feelings and the camaraderie and everything you've been through together. Now, the women above the age of 30 are a different story. They're not as picky about men. That's usually the type of women that marry men who are 60 and older, because first off, those men have a pension, so they can live quite well, and second, those men already have houses and everything, so they can start making babies right away, because 30 and above, your clock is ticking. As for personal traits, I think this goes for everyone when I say women like a funny man. Be funny. Someone who's charismatic, charming, knows how to confrontational. Like, there's gonna be situations where you're needed to be a man, and you're gonna need to fight. Hey, who's defending my honor? It's gonna be you, so you're gonna have to have the ability to stand up for me when I need you. Also, generosity. Women love a man who's generous and a provider. Now, like I said in my previous video, work for women here is optional. No one really forces you to. As a matter of fact, a lot of men would make you actually not work. Like, after they marry you, to tell you, start working, I'll do everything. And some women appreciate it, some women no. Some people talk about it before they get married, but in most cases, the women just stay home and raise kids. Because we all know what happens when a woman works. The kids are in some daycare the whole day, and the food is always melted. The food is always frozen and packed in the house, and it's not really healthy, so that doesn't really count as a marriage. It's more of a partnership than it is a traditional basic marriage. Men who have a family orientation. Now, like I said before, parents here are holy, so you have to respect the parents and, you know, my grandparents or whatever. And same goes for the men and the women. You have to respect your parents and also be good to your parents, even though, you know, mother-in-laws, but still, you still have to be good to everyone. And some husbands even go as far as providing for the family and the family of the wife. My head today is so stupid. Also, a man who likes kids, and for me, animals too. That's important in nature. I like those things, but not everyone. To each their own. But men who like kids are very desirable. You would not want to marry someone and later they tell you, no, I don't want kids. Like, why are we even here? So this is one of the things you talked about before. And so, yes, men who like kids are sexy. It's always cute to see a big man carrying a small human and being so tender to it. It's adorable. And so yes, this concludes my video. I hope to see you in a different video, and I hope to see you later when I'm feeling better. Depression's been very bad lately, but yeah. I'll see you guys later.